Today I'm here with one popular chief. But then I'm going to introduce him. I want him to introduce himself.
All right, family. Greetings to you all, and welcome to Hajara's TV. It's Hajara TV, right?
Yeah, Salam Hajara TV.
Yeah, Salam Hajara TV. That's the name of her YouTube channel. I'm Chief Lamasheguye Pasiwulana, popularly known as Prince Ayoko, from Tamale, the capital city of northern Ghana. I'm a livestock farmer. I'm a welder. I'm a blacksmith. I'm the CEO of Queen's Lodge, which we currently do the sitting and for this interview. And I'm also into crop farming. I farm corn and then sorghum. That's what I'm farming this year. So I'm into a lot of things, and I'm also into land businesses.
This one.
When I talk about land in businesses, I have invested into the lands and I'm selling them. Wow. This is not about the lands that you'll be, that this is not the type of lands that when you buy, you have to hire land guards to be taking care of it or protecting it. No, this is my own lands that I have. And I have all the documents with me intact. And I don't take part payments for lands. When you buy land from me, I take full payment, give you your documents, and then you are free to go.
I thought this time around we are working
and
with the pros.
I'm also a YouTuber as well. Yeah, my YouTube channel is Prince Ayoko. That's the name of my YouTube channel. I've been in YouTube for a while.
I know he's very popular. If you go and check on his YouTube channel, very, very popular here in Tamale. Why the name Prince Ayoko?
It's Ajara, you want to know?
I want to know.
So you see, I got the name Prince Ayoko in the year 1990. I think that was 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, and the name was given to me by a colleague at where I learned the welding and the blacksmith job.
Wow.
And this guy had a friend who looks, who resembles me a lot. So usually when he comes to work, he will just be calling me Ayoko, Ayoko. And the friend's name was Ayoko.
Ayoko.
So when he called me, sometimes when they're calling you a name and you don't know the meaning and you don't like it or something like that. So I was always having problems with them when they call me that name. But finally, I met someone and the person told me that it means patience.
Wow.
So that's what made me understood and just
adopted the name.
Yeah, adopted the name. So
wow,
it's been a name that has been in the system for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was so curious because Prince Ayoko and I was so curious.
Yeah.
So you are a jack of all trades. Hey, you rear animals, you are into a lot of things. But the one I'm most passionate about and I want to know about is the farming, and then here that we are right now, your MBNB. Yeah, I'll call it MBNB because it's so nice. How did you came about all this kind of business? What motivated you to start all this?
Anything that I do, I usually when I do things, the plan always comes from me.
Okay.
Yeah, if I don't like the idea of copying,
Okay.
I always want to create my own plan and then work it out.
Wow.
So and always when people ask me about my success, I always give credit to my master. That is my teacher, the one that taught me the welding job. That's the person of Lamasheguye Persona. He's a very popular man in town, Lamasheguye Persona. So he's the Yepersona and I am the Ulana. So I'm like his vice.
I see.
Yeah. So I was enrolled into the into his workshop in the year 1996.
Wow.
That was my primary six.
Wow.
So when I got there, he was someone who loved to, who loved animals. So every day in the morning, from the very first day I went to the workshop, the workshop is called Mampila Metal and Engineering Shop.
Okay.
Works. Mampila Metal and Engineering Works. It is located at Tamale Industrial Area where they work on these heavy trucks. Yeah. So those days when they break, when I go to work in the morning, I always go to work around 7 o'clock. When I go to work, I will clean all the ranch, his cattle ranch. I'll clean everything there, feed them in the morning, give them water before the Fulani herdsman who takes them to the bush camps and take them. So it's like I was the one taking care of the animals in the morning, their breakfast and their water and everything.
Sure.
So after that, I'll sweep the workshop. So that was where I got a little bit knowledge about cattle.
Okay.
And with the sheep, those days, my teacher was very wealthy. So when this Eid festival is coming, he will buy 10 ramp.
Wow.
That's the male sheep. He will buy 10 huge ones. And when they break, when I go to the workshop, I will take them for grazing and then come back. So I was doing it together with the school.
Okay.
Those days we were running shifts. Sometimes we go to school in the morning and then come back in the afternoon. Or sometimes we go in the afternoon and then come back in the evening. So whenever I was supposed to go to school in the morning, my colleagues would take them out. When I come back from the afternoon, then I'll go and take the animals and then they will also come back to the workshop. So we're learning both animal husbandry and then the work itself. That's the arc welding and the blacksmith job. So that was where I got to, I got motivated about this
This
animal
animal.
business. And I've come a long way.
Wow.
I've come a long way on that particular business. And, life goes on.
Yeah.
With the farming part, is something that I see people doing. And when we were children, our father was a very big chief he was the chief of our village.
Okay. Which village is that?
It is called Nwelgu. It is
Yelgo.
in the Nanton district
Okay.
of northern Ghana. So our father was a very big farmer. He was a very big farmer. So we used to go to farm almost every day.
Wow.
So that's where I got, the idea of
Farming.
going into farming. And moreover, Africa, especially, let's say Ghana, the majority, the majority of food that Ghanaians eat
Yes,
daily
yes.
is from the north.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about
No
this
doubt.
or anything like that. The majority of the food, especially grains, Ghanaians eat is from the north.
Yes.
Grains and then the tuber crops like yam, for instance,
Yeah. Yes.
is from the north. So those days, like I used to learn a lot from my father and some elders in the community.
Okay.
So when I, started my agricultural business, I just decided to add the farming
The
to it.
farming to it.
When I started my first farm, in fact, I lose.
You lost a lot.
Yes.
Okay,
I
we'll
didn't
come back.
lose.
We'll come to that
back
one.
eh?
Yes, we'll come to that
Okay.
one. So
So
you are into livestock. So which animal do you rear?
I rear goat, sheep, cattle.
Goat, sheep, cattle.
Okay. And I also do the business as well.
Okay.
I buy them and sell. I buy them from Burkina Faso and sell. I have a business partner at Boko.
Okay.
So usually when I want animals, I will let him
them.
order them from Burkina Faso. So when they get to Boko, then he will also transfer them
Okay.
to Tamale.
So among all the three of them, which one do you enjoy most?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All the three
All the
animals.
three.
Wow. And all the three are profitable.
All of them are profitable.
All of them are
All of them
profitable.
are profitable. But the cattle looks more profitable because they are
Because
huge.
okay. Okay. I see. So how do you determine when your animals are sick? How do you know that this animal is sick?
With the sheep, sometimes you can see the sickness from the skin. Sometimes you can see it from their activeness.
Okay.
And sometimes you can see it from the nose when there's flames coming out of the nose.
Okay.
And sometimes when the mouth is sore. There's a lot of things that we can
When you
see that
see
shows signs that animals are
are
sick.
sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like one thing, there's one thing involved. You have to, like when you have animals, you have to be observing them
Okay.
all the time. You have to be observant. Like you have to put your eye on them. So even when they are thousand, when one is sick, you know.
You know.
Definitely.
That is the gift. So do you do breeding?
Yes, I do
So
breeding.
how is it done? How do you choose your breed?
I choose the breed based on the size of the animal.
Okay.
When the animals is big, when they give birth, their babies will be big. So I choose my animals based on the size and the particular breed. All the animals has got categories. They are of different families. Like the cattle, we have the Chihuahua, we have the Sokoto Gudali, we have Raji, we have Boboji. There's a lot. The names is a lot, and every place they have how they call them, but that's the most common names.
Okay.
So the Budalis, for instance, the Budalis they are very profitable, and when they give birth, the babies it doesn't take time for the babies to grow. Maybe within a year or maybe a year and a half, or even 6 months,
Wow.
they can they will be ready to go to the market for sale.
So before you started your farming, your livestock farming, how many goats or sheep or
I
cow were you
started
having?
I started with two I started with one female goat, one female sheep. That was how I started.
Wow.
Yeah, about yeah, that was some 18 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the most interested part of it. When I started it, actually before I started it, I was working in Accra.
Okay.
I was working at the Coca-Cola bottling company of Ghana. And then from there, I was working there as a welder and a blacksmith. So when I decided to come back to settle here again, it was here that I moved to Accra to work
Okay.
at the company. So when I decided, I like, it got to some point I didn't like to be in Accra because the place is so choked, things was costly and all of that. We get the money, but the money remains there. So I decided, okay, let me go back home and establish my own business.
Business.
So when I came back, I had a friend who was a haulage driver. He was a trailer driver. These are long trucks. So the guy came here with Coca-Cola and he didn't get empty bottles to go back.
Okay.
So he gave the pallets to me. You know pallets, right? Yeah. So when he gave the pallets to me, that is the interesting part that I'm starting to tell you. So I went and looked for a tool carpenters usually call pinch bar. They use it to remove nails on wood. So I used that tool to scatter all of this. I mean, dismantle all of the woods. And one morning I was doing it, and a certain girl was passing by, asked me, and asked me that, am I trying to build my room with this, with this wood? And I said, yes, that's what I'm doing. So we just laugh and like we just make fun, and then she left. So within the next month, when she came and saw the structure and then saw the two animals, she was like, oh, okay, now I understand what you are doing. And I said, okay, you give me some time. You understand it more. So as time goes on, Within 2 3 years, I was able to. By then, the time that I brought the two animals, I already had my workshop at the time. I established my business and it
Okay.
was going. So I like those days. I make sure that in a month I buy 2 to 3 animals.
Okay.
So that was how I gathered them. So it got to a point that I go to Burkina to buy animals on my own. Go there, buy, come and sell. So I was doing the two businesses, animal business and then this thing, animals business and the welding and blacksmith job. So like yeah, I've come a long way on that.
Hey, collect your flower. Oh wow, that's fantastic. I know starting this job wasn't easy. What were some challenges you faced while you started this?
For the challenges, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of challenges because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Because when I started it, money to establish my shop was hard. I have to do work and pay, something we call work and pay. You know how work and pay is. Someone will have a business, you go and work for the business, and then you have a percentage.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the owner of the business, will,
They
you
give you
know,
something small.
yeah. So that was how I managed and established my workshop. But as soon as I established my workshop, then yeah, I started to make money on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
when I was an apprentice, I used to make money during those days. So some of the monies, I'm someone who doesn't spend money like anyhow. I invest.
You see it in
Yeah,
you.
I invest. So during the days of my apprenticeship, I was able to invest on some things. So it really helped. It helped in the establishment of the shop and then all of that. Yeah.
Now, with all this business combined, how do you manage everything? Like, I feel like it's so much.
When you came here, it,
Yes,
it took about it took almost like an hour, right?
yes, more than an hour.
More than an hour. Okay, from the time that you called me that you were coming
Yes,
up now, I think it's about 3 hours.
yes, yes.
But it's just now that
Got time.
that's how I do things.
Wow,
I'm into like all of these businesses. I know what is going on with all of it. When I go to sleep, I'll think about what I'll do in the morning,
wow,
including things that I don't know will happen. Anything that comes on my way with the business, I go with the flow.
wow,
I go with it. I go with it like that. I don't play with my time.
wow.
Yes. I don't play with my time. And I don't like I don't like do things like some people when they do business, there are some parts of it they will say, oh, this one is small. Let me leave it.
Let me
I
leave
no,
it
I
for
don't
others
I
to
don't
take
do
over.
yeah. I don't do that. And it's not that I have workers. I
Okay.
have people who work for me. But I always want to make sure that when I put someone into work, I follow up and see whatever is
Is it that
going
you
on.
don't trust them
No,
or?
it's not about the trust. It doesn't have anything to do with the trust.
Okay.
But maybe you may know about that. There's a lot of things when you put people into it and you are not there, it wouldn't go the way you want it.
That's true.
Even if it will go, they will work, but maybe not exactly how you want it. So that's why I'm always busy following up and seeing what is going on and working, taking part of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your animals, like when I take the sheep, like one, how much does one cost?
The female is 1,600. The male one, they can cost up to 4,000 cities,
Wow.
3,500, 4,000. But for the
Depending on their
female,
sizes.
currently, the females that I sell is 1,600.
1,006.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there are females that cost more than 2,000.
Wow.
That's the Balami. But currently, I don't have them. It is the Sahel goat that I have, or the Sahelian sheep and goats, as well as the crossbreeds. We have crossbreeds of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you feed them with? What food?
They eat grass. They eat these grasses that we have at the bush. And then I also feed them with combination of rice chaff, corn chaff, soybean chaff, cowpea, dry leaves, and then this sorghum chaff. I mix all of them together.
Oh, okay. So are those things costly or
Yeah,
you?
it's costly.
Costly.
It's costly,
Wow.
but we are able to do it.
Oh, okay. So assuming I want to start farming, livestock farming, how much do you think I should start with?
Um, it depends. It depends on your finances. It depends on your finances. Um, Maybe when you have, let's say, 3,000 cedis, you can start. And the problem is with the 3,000 cedis, you can only buy maybe roughly two females with it. But I have to also ask you, are you talking about goats, sheep, or cattle?
Good.
Goats. Yeah, when you have 3,000 cedis, at least you can start with the goats. Maybe you can get like four females and one male, or maybe three female and one male, depending on the price.
So how do you fatten your cow?
Usually with the fattening, I keep them in the ranch
Okay.
and then feed them. But this time of the year, when you are fattening your cattle, they can even go out for grazing and they'll eat well.
Okay.
But when they come back, when you have any kind of food supplement, then you give them. Yeah.
So your cow right now, how old are they right now?
How
How old?
how old are they?
Yes.
I don't know their ages because this cattle business itself, I started it just about a year and a half ago.
Wow.
I was into sheep and goats, so I decided to add the cattle. So with this cattle that we're talking about, I don't know exactly the ages of the big ones.
Okay.
But with the babies, I had my first calf that was in January. That was in January. And the second one was in February.
Wow.
Yeah. But currently I have 10 calves there
Wow.
and a lot of pregnant ones.
Wow. 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 So we youth we tend to think that farming is for the poor. Do you think that is
It was the past that people have that perception. But now things has changed. These days, if you are not rich, you can't go into farming. So farming is not for, for the poor these days. It is only peasant. It was peasant farmers that they take as people who are poor. And, peasant farmers are farmers who farm to feed their families, themselves and their families. But these days, even peasant farmers, they are not getting it easy because the cost of these agrochemicals is a lot,
wow.
and fertilizer, for instance, is a lot. So farming actually is not for the poor. Farming is not for the poor.
Farming is not for the poor. Those thinking if I am a farmer, you just look at it and say, "Oh,
No,
they are poor."
no.
It's not for the
Farming
poor.
is not for the poor. If you don't have something in hand, you can't go into farming.
I see.